So no more running. I aim to misbehave.
This landing is gonna get pretty interesting.
Define interesting.
Oh God, we're all gonna die?
She has a name. So does this. I call it Vera.
At last, we can retire and give up this life of crime.
Well said. Wasn't that well said, Zoe?
Had a kind of poetry to it, sir.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Brown Coat Reviews. I'm your host Laura. So, today we are talking about cool collections. And guess what time it is? So, as you may have noticed, I have changed the setting in the background specifically for this event because I cannot talk about Catwoman without Catwoman present. That's right. Today we are talking about the Catwoman 80th anniversary set of covers that technically started this whole whirlwind of collecting variant covers and my love of J Scott Campbell. So J Scott Campbell does a lot of mainstream covers and artwork for different series, and his covers are exceptional. The other flip side of it is that he will also do exclusive variant covers that are only available on his website at www.jscottcampbell.com. Information is below. So you can start the addiction at your comic book shop, and then you've also got the virgin variants that are available through your comic book shop, and then you can get the exclusives and get signed copies through his website. The number of covers that I want to get from that website are extensive, but this is technically the series that started it all. So, are you ready? Okay. So this is the first issue, so this is inspired by the 1940s Catwoman costume. Here's the 1950s costume. This is the 1960s costume, and this is the J Scott Campbell cover that went out to all the shops, and this is technically the one that started it all. This is the 1970s cover. Here's the 1980s, 1990s, 2000s, 2010s. This one didn't have assigned a decade specifically, but it was, you can tell clearly it's more the 2020 Catwoman with the Joelle Jones inspired cover. And then of course we have the blank cover, which I may ask J Scott Campbell to do someday, some way, somehow. J Scott Campbell. So, this is his interpretation of the Joelle Jones costume with the Darwin Cook design and the sleek and wetness look of Tim Burton is how he described it. This is his version of the Bruce Timm design from the early 1990s or the animated Batman series. This is the other 1960s Julie Newmar, Eartha Kitt, or Lee Merriweather costume that he did, which I like this almost as much or just a little bit more than the other cover he did. So, gorgeous. So this leopard print is inspired by the 1990s Jim Blayton art. I love this picture. This is inspired from the 2000s to the 2010 Darwin Cook to Jim Lee's Hush and Adam Hughes inspiration of the costume. This is the 1980s costume. So this is the only costume that featured not only whiskers, but no whip. this one I love. So this is the original 1940s look that came in the 1970s, again with the high hip slits. So you see this costume twice. You even saw it on the original series, or the original covers. One time with just the skirt without the cape, and the second time with the cape. Joelle Jones, who we will talk about more in depth on another video about women in comics. Joelle Jones, when she was drawing Catwoman, even admitted that the skirt itself, there's just so much more flow to it, even though for a practicality sense, it makes sense for Catwoman to be in pants. But there's just something that adds an extra cape and movement that she absolutely adored. So it's another reason why I really appreciate this cover. And the last one you have seen a glimpse of is the Michelle Pfeiffer, Tim Burton inspired Catwoman. And I love, listen, the little snowflakes. You've got more of that gothic Gotham in the background with that sort of blue-black imagery. Absolutely love it. So you may be wondering, which version, which cover of Catwoman is my favorite? That's a hard decision because there are so many different reasons that I love all the different variations, all the different storylines of Catwoman, but I do have to give it to the original, in my opinion. Now, I did see the original Adam West Catwoman. I liked her a lot. I thought she was great. But I think the first time that I was ever like, wow, that is a powerful woman, was the Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman. Yes, she's over the top. Yes, there are so many sexual innuendos in this storyline that definitely started us all with that sort of double entendre feeling about Catwoman. But it fit. And like I said, there was something about how she started as this mousy character that always gets stepped on, and gosh, talk about horrible bosses. And then she turns around and becomes this woman. This woman who can challenge Batman in a very different way than that original woman ever could. And like, that empowerment, I can't forget. It is still the one that I think a lot of women all remember. We all remember the first time we saw Michelle Pfeiffer. And the first time we saw that costume, there was something that was very empowering about that woman who could go toe-to-toe with Batman, manipulate everyone, and win in the end. And that final shot that, of course, we know happens at the end of Batman Returns, where instead of panning out and seeing, the bat signal and seeing Batman standing, it's Catwoman. Because she's still alive. She's still out there. She is undefeatable. She's been in Arkham Asylum. She's been in these different prisons. She has been trapped. She has been set up. She has been through all of it. And she still manages to win out in the end. And I love that about her. That level of resilience. Yes, she has 9 lives and all that kind of excitement. Yes, those are great things. But as a woman who knows when to use her womanly wiles to get what she wants, or distract over here, or blend in, she knows exactly when to do all those different things and give just a little tilt of the head that makes you see these little feline-like characteristics. There's something very, very empowering about that. So yes, Catwoman has changed over the years, and I have changed over the years. I'm still not a cat person. I still love dogs better. But I still would love to be as empowered as Catwoman is. There are things that she does that I don't even have the gumption to do. To say, I still curb my words. There's a cover that Joelle Jones does where Catwoman is wearing this beautiful cocktail dress, and it's got this gorgeous open back. And she's kind of looking over her shoulder. It's a very alluring sort of pose. And she's not revealing a ton of flesh. So it's not like deep V. It's not slits all the way up to the side like we've seen in other Catwoman costumes. This is just a dress that if you're gonna wear an open back dress like that, you have to wear it with confidence. And Catwoman can do that. And that is something that I can't. Because I know that if I get into an outfit like that, I'm going to spend the whole night shifting and twisting and tugging and pulling and just making sure that it's still, is it still aligned? Is it still good? I don't have that level of confidence. Do I secretly want it? I don't know. I don't know. It's not that my personal goal is to be able to walk into a room and command it like Catwoman can. But at the same time, I definitely respect a woman who can do that. Who can walk in and who cares if the dress is malfunctioning and riding up with wear. They make it work. They just ooze this sense of, I am here, hear me roar, be prepared. And I have confidence, but there's a whole different level of confidence that Catwoman has that maybe someday, or maybe someday I will never get to that point, and it's okay. Instead, I can appreciate what she achieves in her comics, and I also know that there are women across the world that will see Catwoman and see these different stories and feel empowered. And remember that we don't just have to be the arm candy. That we can control the storyline. And it's one of the many reasons why I love Catwoman. I will continue reading Catwoman, and I can't wait to see what the next 80 years brings. So tell me, which one was your favorite cover? Did you like the original covers better? Did you like the J Scott Campbell covers? Did you only like one of the covers, or is just Catwoman not your thing and you didn't really care? It's okay. Tell me in the comments. I'm also on Instagram. I would love to talk to you all. All the information's in the description box. Let's start the conversation. And let's talk a bit about Catwoman. This is Laura from Brown Coat Reviews, and I hope you have a great day.